Mike Tyson has spoken positively about Jake Paul, noting that the former YouTuber deserves acknowledgement for his progress in boxing. According to Tyson, many people underestimate Jake's abilities, but he believes Paul has shown real skill in the ring. Tyson pointed out that critics often dismiss Jake only because he entered the sport in an unusual way.
He's skilled enough, yes, I'm gonna give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning. Even if he's fighting guys that your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who really, he shouldn't really be beaten. We gotta give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beating.
Jake Paul has once again found himself in the spotlight of the sports world, not only for the opponents he faces, but also for the unique platform he has chosen to showcase his fights. He highlighted how boxing is becoming increasingly entertaining and gaining momentum. With Netflix now stepping in as the official streaming partner, the sport enters a fresh chapter. This partnership is noteworthy, as Netflix, one of the world's largest entertainment services, is branching into combat sports, giving boxing access to a wider main.
Jake Paul, he keeps saying he wants to fight you. Do you want to fight him?
That could be very interesting.
It could be interesting.
I never took it really serious, but yeah, that could be really interesting.
You think that he is skilled enough to make it something that you might actually want to do?
He's skilled enough, yes, I'm gonna give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning. Even if he's fighting guys that your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who really, he shouldn't really be beaten. We gotta give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beating.
Few voices in boxing carry as much authority as Mike Tyson's, given his legendary career and history of facing some of the sport's most dangerous punches. After sparring with Jake Paul, Tyson admitted that Paul's punches carried unexpected power, leaving his body sore afterward. This revelation surprised many who doubted Jake's physical strength. Coming from a fighter known for both taking and delivering brutal knockouts, Tyson's comments weren't casual flattery. Instead, they underscored that Paul's punching ability is genuine, not just hype. The acknowledgement also highlights Paul's commitment to training and mastering boxing fundamentals, showing he is more than a former YouTuber experimenting with this.
Huge news, by the way.
It's massive.
Like,
yeah,
I know we're
massive.
taking it very nonchalantly. This is going to be your next super fight. And this is
on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Insane.
So it's another Netflix fight.
November 14th, Netflix.
Hey,
Holy
it's funny. Like, actually, you kind of like pioneered this a little bit. The pay-per-view model for combat is dying, it seems, especially now with the Paramount's acquisition of UFC. It seems like free fights may be the way of the future.
Piracy is such a big problem. That's what it is.
And I thought you did that with one of your fights, where you were going against the piracy. What fight was that? Where I don't know, maybe.
No, I mean so there's there was like the TV era of boxing, then there was the pay-per-view era of boxing, and now we're going into the streaming era of boxing. So it's just interesting. Things are gonna get weird, but
I mean,
shout out to Netflix to like believe in it.
So at what point can we give a shout out to your mom?
This topic is really interesting and really clip worthy. That's why I keep hammering him with questions. Do we move on now? Or?
Yeah, I mean we can move on. I would just say this, Jake. Let me tell you something, bro.
Okay.
And I don't mean to lil bro you, but
he always does.
Can we switch it to younger?
Oh
bro?
my God.
Younger bro.
yeah, sure, whatever the fuck you want.
He is bigger than
He's
you.
actually bigger than you. He's actually bigger than you.
Not
So-
height-wise.
Yo, today, right now, you guys get in an argument and it goes down. Who's winning?
I mean, Jake's on edge, bro. I think he's. Here's the difference. He's capable of,
I'm aware.
like, really. I'm not sure. I mean, well.
Okay.
Mike Perry, never shy about sharing blunt opinions, pushed back against the idea of Gervonta "Tank" Davis facing Jake Paul. Perry argued that Davis no longer carries the same knockout edge he once had, hinting that his passion for boxing has faded over time. He explained that when a fighter loses that pure drive for the sport, it becomes much harder to stand against opponents who are naturally larger, heavier, and hungrier. While acknowledging Davis's speed and technical ability, Perry pointed out that stepping into the ring with Paul, who could outweigh him by close to 180 pounds, would create a major disadvantage. That kind of size gap isn't small. It affects punching power.
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, Then the next day, I remember Jacob doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah. A little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up, I told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it. But my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Trainer Greg Hackett shared a more measured perspective, saying that Gervonta Davis's decision to face Jake Paul is motivated by financial opportunity rather than desperation. He explained that chasing a major payday is nothing unusual in boxing, as every fighter looks to secure the best earnings during their career. Hackett emphasized that this move doesn't signal the downfall of Davis's legacy or achievements. Instead, it's simply a business choice. He encouraged fans and critics to avoid disrespecting Davis for making a pragmatic decision, reminding everyone that boxing has always been closely tied to money. After all, prize fighting has historically...
Jake is big, Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Yeah, true. Final question from me. Canelo, Terrence Crawford, who you got in that fight?
I think I'm going with the Mexican power.
Former champion Timothy Bradley didn't hold back, calling the entire matchup nothing more than a sideshow. He argued that the massive weight gap makes the fight fundamentally unfair, with Jake Paul walking around at over 200 pounds while Gervonta Davis has spent his career competing as a lightweight. Bradley emphasized that bouts like this hurt the credibility of boxing, since the sport is built on fair competition between fighters of similar size. To him, the event looks more like a marketing stunt than a genuine contest. His remarks echo the frustrations of boxing traditionalists, who believe these mismatches damage the sport's reputation by prioritizing entertainment.
When I first saw the headlines, and I saw that they was, instead of him fighting Lamont, he'd be fighting Jake, whatever. At first I was like, damn, Tank, like that's kind of crazy, like that's up. But then I started thinking about it throughout the day. I'm thinking about it, I'm seeing the posts, and I'm like, yo, none of this is guaranteed. Like none of that we do in life is guaranteed, and it's also not a guarantee that we all gonna be here for a long time. You know what I mean? We all know somebody that died too early. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I know about life, when I hear old heads talk, you ask them about regrets. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. I wish I could have did this. I wish I could have did that. At the end of the day, man, he taking a shot at some money. We all wish we could have made that kind of money. I don't understand the issue. He could come back and fight whoever he want after that. His career is not over just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of fucking demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But, you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight. This is a bank robbery. You know what I'm saying? This is what people do in the corporate world every day. Still money. He doing it. I'm not mad at that, man. Yeah, I ain't mad at Tank for some that.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult offered a direct assessment, predicting that Jake Paul would be able to land damaging shots on Gervonta Davis. He pointed to the clear physical advantages Paul brings into the ring, including greater size, longer reach, and heavier punching power. While acknowledging Davis's speed and technical skill, Showbiz argued that Paul's strength and toughness give him the ability to control the fight. His breakdown reflects the rising doubts about Davis's chances, suggesting that the physical gap between...
Man, this is gonna be better than damn Circus on Lake. Yeah, they gonna look weird as hell in the ring together, man. You see how big Jake Paul is? 200 plus pounds? Man, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Yeah, the circus continues. This is why I can't stand damn Jake Paul. This is why I can't stand him, man. Shoot. Man, Canelo Alvarez is about to jump on that train, too. You know, you got guys like Andre Ward that want to take care of Jake Paul. You got guys, again, Tank. We already knew this was coming. You know, this was supposed to come right after the Rose fight, but he got a draw. Now they didn't skip and ski past the damn Rose fight. Ain't that damn something? I cannot believe this. This is crazy. Man, that's why you gotta stop hanging out there and out there in the ATL, man. Stop hanging out there in that ATL, man. You'll be wearing a skirt in a minute. Man, y'all act like y'all ain't seen them damn videos of them dudes wearing all them skirts, man. Yeah, then all these rappers and stuff wearing skirts and dresses, man. Man, Tank, you better not put a dress on, Tank. Don't put no damn dress on, man. Don't do that, man. But anyways, man, look. This is all jokey jokes. You can take it serious if you want to take it serious. I don't give a damn. Yeah, Tank. Ducking and dodging, hiding out. Oh, yeah. Is it a payday? Hell yeah, it's a payday. Ooh, it's a payday out of this world. Man, Tank Davis he's saving PBC. You know PBC ain't getting no money from Amazon. Y'all know that.
Several commentators have voiced concern about Gervonta Tank Davis' ability to stop Jake Paul inside the ring. They often reference his recent outing against Lamont Roach, where Davis failed to make a significant impact despite Roach being smaller, less powerful, and not as naturally athletic as Paul. Critics argue that if Tank couldn't seriously hurt Roach, it raises doubts about whether he could damage someone with Paul's size and durability. This reasoning has convinced many fans that Davis' knockout reputation may not carry over when facing much larger opposition. In this kind of matchup, it's not just about landing clean shots. It's about whether those shots have enough force to truly affect the opponent.
How does Tank Davis beat Jake Paul? I mean, you have Shakur Stevenson saying Jake Paul doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell, and that Gervonta Tank Davis would just outbox him and beat him on points.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
And I get that, but when I think of Tank Davis, I think of a guy who kind of counters you to knock you out. I think of a guy who's not really a busy fighter. And this isn't just a size thing, because hell, if it was Jake Paul versus the prime Manny Pacquiao, I would say Manny Pacquiao because of Manny Pacquiao's style, how busy he is, how he hops in and out, I think he would collect the points. While Tank Davis, I think he punches the least amount of all fighters in the world right now. So do I think he can one punch KO Jake Paul? Well, the thing is about Gervonta has really shown a huge amount of concern fighting anything north of 135.
Up-and-coming boxer Bruce "Shoo Carrington voiced his frustration with the direction boxing is taking through matchups like this. He noted that Jake Paul has often gone up against opponents who are older, retired, or not considered elite, and now Gervonta Davis, once a feared competitor, is no longer at his absolute peak. Carrington cautioned that the sport is drifting away from its competitive roots and becoming more about money-driven spectacles. He warned that if Paul and powerful backers like Turki Alalshi keep organizing these mega events, it could influence younger fighters to chase quick paydays instead of true competitive challenges. On the flip side, other analysts interpret Paul's choices differently. They argue that his motivation goes beyond money, as he is also seeking legitimacy within the boxing world. From their perspective, taking on a name like Davis helps him inch closer to being recognized as a serious boxer. Since his debut, Paul has faced skepticism, but with each
thoughts. Do you think that Gervonta Davis will actually knock out Jake Paul? Because in my opinion, he won't, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now. Ladies and gentlemen. Gervonta Davis, my Muslim brother Abdul Wahid, he will not knock out Jake Paul, and let me tell you why. But before I do, like I said, please let me know your thoughts. Please, I want to figure out what you guys think about this, because I mean, I just woke up to this news and I'm trying to process this as I'm making this video. So let's get into it. First thing that came to my mind, Gervonta Davis will not knock out Jake Paul. Let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about the Gervonta Davis side first. I mean, let's look at his last fight, ladies and gentlemen. This man fought Lamont Roach, a world champion at 130 pounds. And Gervonta Davis was never, ever, ever able to budge him, to hurt him, to rock him, to drop him. If anything, the 130-pounder Lamont Roach, and him being a 130-pounder, actually looked bigger than Gervonta Davis on fight night. the 135-pound champion, looked smaller than the 130-pound champion. And let's not act like Lamont Roach has any elite level experience in the pro ranks. I mean, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Before Gervonta fought Lamont, we only heard about Lamont when he fought Hector Garcia. That was my first time ever hearing of Lamont Roach, and that was probably a year before he fought Tank.
Some observers downplay the entire buzz by pointing out that the matchup is officially billed as an exhibition. They argue that this label takes away much of the intrigue, since exhibitions rarely carry the same intensity, risk, or competitive meaning as sanctioned fights. To these critics, the event is more about spectacle than sport. They caution fans to manage their expectations, reminding them that the primary goal here is entertainment, big paydays, and
it definitely seems like this, is that he wants the respect of legitimacy. He doesn't want to be looked at like some type of, you know, I don't know, circus act. Like, you know, people think that he's doing these fights that are being thrown. He's not legitimate, you know, and his detractors are saying that it's like, yeah, okay, well, you did this and did that, but these guys were old, or, you know, they were retired, or this and that. But the fact of the matter is, when you fought a real fighter, you lost. So people are like, you're not legitimate. That's what people say. So after everything I've seen on him, if he can beat Tank Davis, I think he'll have his legitimacy card. If he can beat or do something like Rocky 1, to where you got people questioning who won, then he's gonna get all the respect in the world. That's how I think it's gonna go. Because I've seen Tank just destroy people, body people, play with his food, you know, with people. You know what I'm saying? Tank is legit as it gets. So, hey, I had to do this video real quick. You let me know what you think. Now, some of you are already going to say, is this, nah, they're going to fix it, just like they fixed the other ones.